Oh, we're already live. Okay. All right, guys. Welcome to Dynasty the Podcast show. First off, I want to say my name's Ira Bush. I'm just here, getting established with, going live. And next week I should have my put it on Spotify or in the other podcast platforms, but I'm gonna start with YouTube first. So but today this is a special show. Normally, I talk a lot of politics and a lot of sports. There's a lot of sports going on. We got the NBA playoffs. We got the NFL draft that just happened. I will break that stuff down. I want to make sure all the stuff is like, you know, pretty much in place for it's like real breakdown of the whole, it was a lot going on, definitely in the NFL draft, the NBA playoffs, it's a lot going on. Lakers down 3-1, OKC swept the team, and it's a lot going on. We got Houston down 3-1, a lot of stuff could happen over the next few days. So, I want to make sure I'm really watching the games and, informing. Like I said, NFL definitely, it's a spring football all across the country going on. First day was Monday probably because, May 1st is May 1st. So, that's in 2 days. So I'm pretty sure they started Monday unless the rules have went back to starting right on May 1st. So, it's a lot going on with football. You got the I call it the Army League, but they got the spring league for the professional football in America, and soccer, and you got NHL hockey, you got baseball just starting off for the first month. But like I said, it's a lot going on with education. It's a lot going on with executive orders. It's a lot going on with the changing of the world. So we're gonna start right there, and that's the most important thing right now because we all have family, we all have kids, children, correction, children, and with that being said, I would like to okay, let me just say this. I'm very thankful for all platforms and all opportunities given. So, I'm not taking nothing for granted. I just want to say shout out to all my family, my friends, my kid, my children, my daughter, my niece and nephews, my cousins, all those and stuff. I would not be the person who I am without these people, and everybody that helped me along the way, giving me opportunities and all that stuff like that. So, but it's like I said last week, it actually started off probably like 3 weeks ago. They said it was the dismantling of the education system, and I don't want to say because I also was in college and I was doing the TV broadcast. I did a lot of stuff over there, but some schools over. I'm gonna be focusing more on myself. I probably might take class. I might not take it. I really don't. I didn't go there for to be. I went there to improve my skills. So I'm not really tripping on what it is and what it ain't. But I'm going to definitely keep going at it with the media and informing people. I got a lot of people I need to reach that I'm not around anymore. A lot of people that you need to be hearing this information at a young age because the world has changed. There's still a lot of wicked stuff going on. And I'm going to be one of those people that be on the correct side of history. So that being said, let's break down the day. We only breaking down these seven executive orders that was signed last week, and I'm going to break them down each individually. I just want to say, okay, the person that is the Secretary of Education is Linda McMahon, and I did not know this. She's heavily involved in our president's camp since our first. Since 2016, and she was over small business administrations. And I'm not the one, like I was always taught to not go against our country. And I was born in America, and I know that you see this my color, my skin is of African descent, of Native descent, and I'm not trying to claim anything, but I actually know a lot more than these people give credit. And I was raised in a big family, in a big whatever they call in the tribe or whatever group, however they want to pronounce it or put it. So I will not be considered a human being. I mean, I will never not be considered a full human being. I will not be disrespected in that manner ever in my life. Even if you got a million people trying to go against me, I want you to know that you will never disrespect nobody in my family, none of my children ever in your life. And if I catch you, I'm going to speak on it. I'm always going to check you and make sure you know that I'm not going to stop. I'm going to make sure you know that I'm not here to play around like in that manner. My child's getting older by the day. She's a girl. I got nieces and nephews that are strong men, strong women. I'm not never gonna let y'all tarnish nothing that we train them and teach them at home. You're never gonna talk down to nobody in my family and anybody I'm close to. So, I won't never let nobody get disrespect that don't need to be disrespected. And I'm not going to pick no sides of that side of whatever y'all thinking in the world. So with that being said, let's get right into these executive orders that was signed. The number one, okay, I'm breaking it down based off the I'm breaking this down based off 1 through 7, and I think, let me just put it like this. I laugh because it was actually a lot of good executive orders. Out of the 7, I probably approve out of probably 4, at least 4. So we get, and it might have been more than 4, but I'm just gonna say 4 because I got to do more research and I got to do more. So I'm breaking it down. I might be reading off something, but this is stuff that I think about all the time. It's just I'm trying to go what y'all put people in authority. I voted every year since I was 18, so I didn't miss a year. I vote in the 2-year spans. I do vote in the 4-year spans. I pay every year my taxes. I don't care what kind of sanction and fines they want to give me that they make up in their head, so I'm very particular. I've been in Florida since my child was born. I've been in Florida since I was born, so I have nothing hard to find. It ain't never gonna be nothing, it's only gonna get greater for me. I'm never doubting myself. I'm never going short-sighted myself. So with the first executive order, this was the one that it says this was basically the big universities, the Ivy Leagues. They've been they said they were taking high priced gifts, and I look at it like this. They were undisclosed product. I look at it like this. I've been around for a minute. And I'm not trying to stop no way of how we making money and how things have come. But it's basically said that I look at it like it's probably been very deceptive and evil people giving money to these colleges, and they kind of some of the kids were there on scholarships, some of the kids were there because their parents was rich and they didn't need these type of things coming into a very successful the Ivy Leagues and the big universities. People don't need these money, and they come in and bully these people because they earned their scholarship, or it can go either way. That's what it sounded like when they were breaking down the exorbitant. This stuff was very quickly signed and it's not thrown out there to the world, and we got to do more research, and this is part of the research. This is part of me reiterating what they said and kind of breaking it down in a terms of me having a conversation to you. So and there's a lot going on. If you went to college, you know how it works. A lot of people give the money. Some people be floating around just trying to be a part of something, and they wasn't able to be successful in college or in work or anything like that. So and I'm one of the people. I'm for college, but I'm not for those people who come in and try to disrupt real intellect abilities and come in there and try to corrupt it. I'm not for that. I'm there for the people that genuinely want to learn the craft and extend their education and get their certifications and their degrees on the stuff that they love to do, which they make us all do, but we all born with gifts and abilities. So I want that to be, we got to start shortening up this education system and really gearing towards which one of those executive. We're going to go continue. That's all pretty much I'm going to say. I don't want to diss nobody in power. I don't want to diss anything. I want to kind of get more information. I don't like the way it's thrown out there. I'm always, like I said earlier, I don't like the way they still trying to put the blindfold over people. They're trying to, it's not like I look at it like you got to be more assertive and be I don't know how to explain it. More people, we're getting older by the day. and the younger people have to get more informed and more involved at an earlier age. And like I said, I'm not for the disrespect. I'm gonna be. It's now only gonna get bigger for me when it comes to me being in the education. I've been coaching for such a long time. I've been volunteer for such a long time. I've always been in the community. I've never been not that person. So, I'm gonna keep it going. And like I said, education is important, and I hope that they clean this up. I also, like I said, another thing before I go to the next executive order, to break it down, what I was saying about Linda McMahon is like, are we having the right people in these positions? This person, when I didn't do enough research, I didn't study her, I didn't know what she's been doing. I know her husband's very famous and very popular, and I know they probably all tied in. Trump didn't come directly from a political background, but he's not uneducated. These people all went to college and been to big universities, so I'm not disregarding. They are older, so I'm not talking about them in that way, like them not being able, but they are, like they was in a different time zone, a different frame. Like, I'm in this era, they were in that era. So they have to actually make sure they come down and look at it through our vocal eyelids and be actually attentive to what's going on in the now. And they can't just be going out there willy-nilly. And, because you think about it during their time frame, and you think about how think about this, like during their time frame, there was a lot of racism and corruption, and it's still going on, but it's in a different way. People walking around with masks and Ku Klux Klans, and all kind of stuff was going on during their time. And they probably, I'm not saying they were a part of it, because obviously they wouldn't be in these certain levels, but they know people. You know how it goes. Like, I'm not trying to be naive about the situation. So that's all I want to say. And I'm not trying to call these people. I'm making sure y'all understand that you can't have somebody in your 2016 camp that was over small business, and we did not have success in these ventures. And it was a lot of corruption. It was a lot of negative stuff going on during that time. A lot of people were committing fraud. A lot of people were committing a lot of treasonous stuff against America, and even just smearing our face to other countries and other continents and whatever y'all want to call it. We have to clean that stuff up. Now she has a job in education. She's a secretary of education. So is this person, what are we trying to make school about, just strictly business, or are they trying to gear to it? I'm actually more, like I said, I want them to know that they need to learn something before. Like, we know, I told a lot of people that I know have tested out in elementary. So I'm trying to tell you, like, I'm not against what they're on, like teaching people directly what they need to learn and be in tune and be smart, and letting the people that's smart go straight to what they need to do. That's what it sounds like. He's trying to, put people that are already super intelligent and then people like that around him. So she could be super intelligent. She could be one of these people that have a lot of hands in. Like I said, the WWE was very successful back in the day, so they still success in so many branches. So I'm not even, they probably know how to run a lot of stuff and have a lot of hands on in the actual world. So I'm not being there. So let's move on to the second executive order. I just want people to know we need to have the right people in the right places. The second executive order is the college accreditation and being controlled by third-party organizations. Now, this sounds a little similar, but it's a little bit deeper. This is like people that, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's a lot of levels to the world. It's a lot of different beings on this planet. It's a lot of people that are misplaced, that have been. It's a lot of, like I said, when it comes to this money, when it comes to these people trying to control your mind, it's a lot of this talk that they were doing in these 7 executive orders, and we trying to abolish. And I said, this is the dismantling. I'm with a lot of the dismantling of it, and I'm with, like, whatever it comes to basically like this. We cannot allow evil people to infiltrate education in no level, from K through 12, from college to doctors and whatever, people being nurses and doctors, whatever you trying to ascend to and elevate to. We cannot allow it at all. And that's basically why, like I said, my child going to middle school, it's a step. That's a very big step. She's not, when you go from, everybody knows that step, how our education system is. When you're in K through 5, you're with one teacher, maybe two, if you're, you got to get, not what's the extra. Some people have gifted classes and they go to another class sometimes, and they, it's just pre showing you how it's going to be in the real world when you learning other stuff. Or you could be you and one or two teachers, at most two, when you in K through 5, and they teach specialists and that stuff. Sometimes you got two teachers that teach you certain things. But when you get to middle school and high school, you are in 7 different classes. You're in 6 different classes. I actually liked it, the 4 block, when it was only 4 classes. You did an hour and a half. You learn more. You get your homework done. You get a lot of work done at one time. That was one of the best. That's when I excelled in school, because I didn't have to worry about school after I left. I got A's and B's in those elements. I never had issues with the 4 block schedule. When I say the 7 classes, it's a lot of changing, a lot of people you don't know. You're not building a real rapport and relationships when you're in these different things. I know my child is very my I'm gonna just say it like this. The kids in my family, the children in my family are very, very, they're very bright. They're very, they're the life of the party most of the time. All of them, they have that ability to speak. They have that ability to, have people gravitate towards them. So I'm proud of all of them. And I know that's how we were raised, and it's gonna continue. But it's still people in the world that need to be taught. It need to be brought in. They need to be like, having the experience that we are having. I'm not being funny. I'm speaking I'm telling you, I coach in the school board, so I'm not saying it like I haven't been around other people and other students. So that's not. I'm just giving you an example from my experience. So that's all it is. I'm not trying to showboat or flex, none of that. But that's how it is. Like I said, we got to keep the wrong people out of these school boards. I don't want nobody around my child that don't need to be around children, that don't love children, that don't love being a teacher, that love being a coach. I don't want nobody around them. And that's how it's gonna be. And when they get to college, is even more in depth, because that's still my realm. I still gotta help the youth, still gotta help the younger adults. I still gotta inform and speak on these things that I see. And it's gonna always be spoken on. So that's pretty much it. Make sure we stay on top of that. I like that executive order. Control these third parties. Make sure they're not coming in with the bull crap. And I'm with it. So that get passed. Like, I gotta look more into it, but I definitely one of those ones that should get passed. And same with the first one. With the third executive order that they were speaking on, it was about getting the White House legislate, like, for the HBCUs, and getting everything, basically everything that has already been agreed upon, because they always disrespect HBCUs. So much stuff was brought. I look at it like, a lot of the HBCUs came after they signed the agreement with the natives, and it's like it was like hand in hand. They were trying to separate. They were trying to give stuff to the blacks and the browns. You know how it was going in America. Like, it's not enough information out there no more, but it was a lot going on during that time. And they got to make sure they standing on this stuff. And they not get these HBCUs do not need to get infiltrated by the people that were going against them in the beginning. And that's what it's doing. They like to throw a couple of dollars, and they start, people start being corrupt internally, and it's always a cleanup duty. They caught another set of people coming in, messing up stuff. And it's just a cycle of bull going on. So we need to make sure we funding these HBCUs properly. We need to make sure they standing on what they said in the beginning, and they got to make sure they doing the right thing by the people that are the strongest, the people are the smartest, and the people are the most intelligent, the people that are most that got the most reach in the world. Need to stop trying to put people in boxes, and stop hating, and start participating, and start putting. And that's all I got to say. Like, I never sell. I always look when it comes to race and prejudice and all this corruption going on. I don't really care what color it is. There's so many sellouts in the black community. There's so many sellouts in the brown community, and the white people in the Caucasian, Caucasian, because it does say white on our race thing. So I'm gonna say Caucasian, because I'm not being disrespectful right now. I'm being very straightforward with people or European descent or whatever you want to go by. I want you to know I ain't with if you with progression, I want the strongest. I don't want nobody that's trying to do stuff over here and over there just for a look. You got to actually be able to do the job. You cannot be out here my dad, blah, 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 blah. Shut up. Do it. I know, man, you don't even know how, like, my the way I was raised, it's like you got to earn everything. You got to earn your respect. I come from a background of people who earn their respect. I don't come from a give you got respect. Like, I don't know what that is about. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it don't matter unless you actually go out there and do the job. It's just that simple. Like, I know what I did in society, in the world. You can't make up nothing that I didn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be out here in the delusional land. Like, no, you got to really go out here and do it. So, and with that, like, make sure you stay on top of this HBC funding and like I said, don't overlook like all the stuff that they already promised these people, and just make sure it's on point. Now, the fourth executive order was related to artificial intelligence. I love this. Like, this was funny. I'm definitely telling you, I'm not with artificial intelligence. There's too many stupid junk going on when you go to sleep nowadays. All kind of weirdo stuff with these people and these computers and phones. They don't know what they doing right now. This, let me see. Okay, this is what the person who presented the order said. Now look at me. I'm not playing with y'all. He said, and they want the artificial. I could say so much more, but he said they have done a lot in this sector. He said that he want people to be properly trained in the workforce for the future. And that's just a very little of what he said. And I forgot the guy's name, but you can actually check it out on YouTube. It was 5 days ago. You go in there, look up the 7 executive educational, and you will get the guy's name. And I'm not trying to give nobody no cock. I don't know who they voted for, who they people is in the political world. I'm not trying to go there. I'm not trying to be on none of that. I'm trying to give people information, and I'm trying to make sure my child not gonna get tried. And I don't want to hear nothing about nobody copying nobody's brains and none of that. I don't want to hear nothing. Let me tell you what. Let me see the synonyms for artificial: unreal, counterfeit, synthetic, fake, false, simulated, unlifelike. Who wants artificial intelligence? I don't want none of that. Those words are those are the words that are related to artificial. Those are the same meaning of artificial. I don't want no unreal, no counterfeit, no synthetic, no fake, no false, no simulated, none of that. I don't want nothing. I don't want to hear that. These people have spent trillions of dollars on artificial intelligence already. This was out of the president's mouth. They need to squash and kibosh that whole little simulation and Dumbo land that we got over here is wasting money. I don't want to hear none of that no more. The only thing that's important is the brain and the stomach and the soul. We don't want to hear nothing. You fake, find something to do. Turn into a robot. Don't come over here with none of my children, because ain't nothing fake over here. None of my mom, my sister, none of that. My whole anybody in my family ain't nothing fake over here. So we can't go no artificial nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. Kibosh that whole executive order, burn it. Don't put that in legislation at all. Do you understand? I'm not talking backwards, opposite, nothing. And I'm dead serious about that. I don't want to hear nothing. Nobody need help. You need help? Read a book. Go read the dictionary. That's what we had to do. Go read the dictionary. Go look it up. They got the dictionary online now. You don't even need that much. Just put some work in. Nobody no robot. Nobody playing with these people. I don't want to hear no more money spent on nothing to cancel the whole old order. They put it in the real people. Thank you. Appreciate you. Build another computer. You're going to be turning into one. You better stay on the right side of history, because I ain't with you. I don't want to hear nothing about no artificial intelligence. All right. And the definition of intelligence, the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skill. How are you going to apply something that is fake? We don't want nothing fake. I don't want to hear nothing fake about nothing. It makes no sense. That is opposite of what artificial and intelligence. They don't go together. And I'm very, very. This has been a problem with me because I go to sleep every night and I'm not playing. People starting to believe that they go turn into robots, and they start to believe that they're not smarter than the computer. This has been known facts since they started doing it. They never gonna be smarter than a real human being. It's never gonna happen. Too much, it's never gonna happen. Find something to do. You definitely you gotta figure it out. It ain't gonna be that. It ain't. Better work together. Better figure out how to see past the color. Whatever you trying to spend so much money on, flying to the moon, they didn't really fly there and making it up. Like we don't want to hear that no more. You understand? We don't care if you go to sleep and fly there. It's made up in your head. But for real, man, like I said, like nothing outranks the real brain, the real genetics. Nothing. The history has already been proven in that. Now let's move on. Fifth executive order was for the workforce development and the people. See, that was this is the opposite of what we know this would need to be done. The trillions of dollars should have been spent on this executive order. Not $1 million. They said $1 million will be spent on. That is the most. Whoever sat there and said, "How trillions of dollars on a computer or robot?" Like, no. Trillions of dollars on the workforce, trillions of dollars to be the most strongest work people in the world. They is crazy. Like they don't make no sense. They is doing backwards. These people out here walking around needing to get this education, which is what they were speaking on, was saying they was gonna start a program where there's gonna be millions. I think it was $1 million or 1 million people, whatever. It was $1 million opportunities. It was $1 million. I won't disrespect people like that, but it was $1 million opportunities. You know, I was getting a little excited about it. I still can't believe that they really spent trillions of dollars on artificial intelligence, which is not new news. I'm just happy they said it out their mouth again, which is still. I can't help my laugh. It's so funny to me, man. I can't. I've been out here in the real world for too long, and I'm gonna be out here longer, and it's gonna be as long as the Most High keep blessing me with this spirit I got, and I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not. It's very. I'm operating very, very calmly, and everybody who know me know what it really is, and I'm giving. But real talk, the way the workforce is, the black and brown people get a lot of they don't get the higher paying jobs when they're on these construction sites. They gotta work years and years just to earn a certain amount of dollars, and they be the best in the job. So I hope that they start these people off at better positions and they get these people better positions. So we're gonna get back calm and we're gonna actually remain in the now. And like I said, they better make sure they doing the proper thing. I'm definitely for this opportunity. Make sure y'all actually spending some real money on this. Make sure y'all actually going out. You could really start in the high school realm. That's what we really dropped the ball at, because that's what it used to be back in the days. This is stuff I was taught when they did the workshops and all this stuff. People know how to use power tools by the time they was 10 years old, build a car by the time they got to high school, and they were building their own cars and stuff. So we got to make sure we get back to the basics of people doing stuff themselves. We cannot depend on artificial. We cannot depend on fake. Let's be known. We gotta make sure we're doing it ourselves, people. Like, we cannot be out here playing around like that. This is not the way to learn. This is not the way it's gonna go. I don't care how much y'all think y'all done put in people food or changed whatever y'all thinking y'all be in these facilities and these government facilities thinking y'all doing the big and the now, whatever y'all thinking, it ain't gonna be what it's gonna be. I'm telling you, it's not gonna work out in your favor, and I'm just want that to be known. We gotta still have the basic, we gotta still have the hardworking people, we gotta still get the people the opportunity. So I'm definitely with this executive order. I'm definitely for it. For the sixth executive order that they discussed was the school discipline changes. They say that under the Biden, this is what the guy who was presenting this executive order, because he presented all seven. He said, under the Biden, mind you, that our president that we have now is in the middle. So he was here when both. So after Obama did his two, we got, you know who we got after him. Then then we got Biden. Then we got him again. So I ain't trying to go at nobody. I ain't got it. I'm only one person. I got people that I don't really play about people I love. So we got to put this out here for real. I ain't going at you. I'm just letting you know you was there too. So he said the school discipline was not in attendance enough. He said during these periods, that was what office and made up he said that they made up ideology policies instead of enforcing the rules. Now, you know, I've been in elementary. Now, mind you, their favorite thing to sign me up when I was younger, the favorite thing to do was to give me a referral for insubordination. Insubordination means I don't listen to nothing, no authority. I looked it up myself when I was in I did it when I was in middle school. I looked up what insubordination meant. I remember like it was yesterday. They took me, I ain't gonna make it negative. Basically, my whole K through 12, I would say K through middle school, I was pretty solid in high school. I ain't really had no issues. I stayed to myself. That's what I learned, how to just let it be what it is. But they basically wanted me to be considered a nuisance to the world. And it's the complete opposite. It's the complete opposite. I don't have time. Now, mind you, I never had an issue with none of my peers. I'm telling you, like I'm in there laughing, I'm in there doing work. As soon as I open my mouth, you're talking there. I'm like, the whole group is speaking, man. I'm like, like it was so flagrant. And it's like, I know people go through this now. It's like y'all be want to pick and choose who you want to be talking, who you want to be in, whoever you think is. No, it don't work like that. You either born with the gift, you born with the ability. It is what it is. So it's like, with all this they got this ideology, and that's what this guy was saying. I'm like, what did that mean? Like, where did you be? Talking about enforce discipline. Call their parents, send them to, whatever y'all, like really don't like really like. I'm just thinking like, why are y'all trying to get them kicked out? I remember I was in high school and we had ISS. One of the high schools I went to two different types of high schools, mind you. I actually went to three, but I stayed at one very shortly. The two different ones I went to was so different. It wasn't different as far as the peers that I was around. It was very similar. It was very, the environment was chill. I ain't had like I said, I never had real issues with peers. I had fun. You feel me? So when I get to these teachers that were just crashing and not that it's smart and still, because like I said, I've been coaching the same amount of years these people been teaching some of these people. Like, so I'm looking at it like it's still like the same. I'm around the same type of kids. I always had a good job. I did a great job with all type of children, from ESOL to ESE to regular to high level intellects, and whatever realm they want to go. I did a great job at coaching them. So it's about the same. You round them for 3 hours. I'm actually around them longer than some of these teachers in middle school and 12. You do the numbers. But I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna say how underpaid Florida coaches is. I'm still love being that coach. But hey, like I was saying, I've been in just like y'all been in. I just might have had one class a day. Or two classes, equal about two or three classes a day. But like I just want people to understand that they target people who have a voice, they target people who are intelligent, they target people who don't go about a book. And I don't like that. It's like an ideology. It's not an ideology. You still gonna give us math, science, and reading and writing, whatever, and you still gonna have PE. Like, it's still the same thing. It's not that big of a deal, not that change. I have not changed the system. We still in the United States are not leading in education. We have fell back on the workforce, and that's why they're trying to pick that up. So don't act like we ain't been doing nothing great. We probably got some real like assets that far as what we have to us, far as like what we can do. We have the resources. Like we not behind in time, but we still, when I was coming up, the people we owe was the agents, and the people that before that was scared of the Russians and what they might do, and they change it every time. It's all propaganda be going on. But I do know that agents not that friendly. They I'm not even. I'm saying this in like tell your age. I need to still get my I still want to get my apparel business going. I got children. I ain't going at y'all at all. I ain't dissing none of that. I'm just letting you know what the history was or who they was trying to war with. I'm just letting you know what this is in the books. So I ain't going. I'm not standing like that. So I'm just letting you know I want to still make money, but I know that's what it is. I know how it really is. Like they tried all type of ways. I same with Africa when you went over there trying to enslave their people and people went selling out over there and all kind of stuff done went on. Hopefully we done got past a lot of that stuff. I ain't bringing that old, but I'm telling you what it is. We over here for certain reasons, and I'm over here for a certain reason. I don't know how I got here. I know I might have been left. I might have been free. I don't know what it was, but it ain't. It might be more on the free side, might be more on the slave side. It might have been both. So you gotta leave that alone. So we're gonna continue. Make sure y'all staying aware. And for that executive order, I'm definitely not with it. You ain't finna go out here trying to attack my child or my nephew because you. I was like I said, I was definitely targeted when I was in K through middle, and I definitely know I definitely a little bit smarter than them people because when I put me in them rooms, I still did my job. I still did my work. I still was laughing at them. I still went to the office and laughed with the principals and deans, and it was definitely how I was gonna roll. I wasn't stunning any of these hating teachers that they put in position to put as roadblocks for people that are geared to success and are super high intellectual. And that's all I could say. For the seventh executive order, desperate impact theory, the definition of theory. I was thinking that they was actually trying to put this in, but they already got it in, and we're trying to get it out. So whoever signed this and made this executive order, who told the president that need to kick this junk out, I'm with you. This need to be legislated. Basically, they was just saying that a whole bunch of they want to, like I was talking about with artificial intelligence. We don't want no more fake implants, insurgents. We don't want nobody coming over here corrupting the system. We don't want no fake robots out here looking like human beings. We don't want none of that going on right now. We is really out here being alive and well. We don't want none of that going on. Nobody want to go off theory because theory is maybe a so-so and a condom. We don't want to hear no more so-sos and condoms. We out here doing it for real. If it's the truth, it's the truth. If it's going in, we going in. And that's pretty much it. I ain't gonna hold y'all long. I'm glad I kept it under an hour. We're gonna be doing a lot of sports talk. This is like, I have a lot of fun speaking to the masses. I don't care if it's one person, because if that one person know a lot of people, my message got to the right people. You hear me? So that's all I can say. I know nobody probably chimed in, don't look like nobody did, but you will get the replay. It will be on my channel. It will be saved. And we will only continue to get better at this, and we'll only continue to keep informed. And y'all better make sure y'all come. I'm gonna be in Broward County. I'm gonna pull up at the Broward County meeting tomorrow at the whatever they say, what the place called? The cause I call let me tell y'all a quick story before I get off. I called the school board people, right? And I don't play. I ain't even in that county, but I'm at the next counties. You feel me? So my child is rated as very high level intellectual. She I don't like the way they manipulate and try to brainwash a lot of students. And my child, since she was very high level, they wanted to kind of do all these weirdo, they put these headphones on them and do all this spelling. And when I say spelling, I mean trying to crisscross what they thinking and how they supposed to be thinking properly. And I already know how the education system is when it's public. My child, I don't care what you put. When she come home, she's still gonna have to speak to her father. She's still gonna speak to somebody that's very high ranked, high level, and ain't gonna go for it. And same thing with her grandmother, which is my mother, and her great grandmother, which is my grandmother, and they ain't playing with you. So whatever that foo-foo, wish wash, what y'all want to do, we ain't with it. We still gonna be on you. So she's still gonna be at the top. Same with the other kids, same with other children. Correction. We ain't playing. So I see y'all tomorrow, 5:30 to 6:30 at what that's place called? What that pallet? Some pallet. It's gonna be downtown Broward. I'm be there. Be there, be square, because I still don't like some of y'all over there in Broward. I ain't coming there on no bully stuff. I'm coming over there to let y'all know I don't like you and you evil. And I'm letting you know, and not stun you. I'm still gonna be there till she graduate. Whatever her mom put her out, I'm gonna be there. So, that's all it is. Thank y'all for watching. This was not a personal, but it was very, very informative. I want you to let you know, make sure you check on your kids, make sure you know the education system is going through a big change. Make sure y'all are voting for the right people for the education system to prosper. And like I said, they put this out about a month, but it's been about 3 weeks. Dismantling of the education system is happening. So if you don't want to be a part of the rebuild or the restructure or whatever they calling it, man, these people had the nerve to pull out a paperwork from 2010 and tell me this. I want to kind of diss them, but I will be there tomorrow at 5:30, and I will be pulling up 9 a.m. at the board meeting on in Palm Beach, right down Forest Hill, because they're talking about the money where they finna do fraud and do all this finessing that they've been stealing for so long. And I ain't going for it because I work for them. They do it all the time. I don't like it. So I see y'all then. Y'all see me tomorrow in Broward. Y'all see me in Palm Beach Thursday morning, and I'll holler at y'all later. Stay tuned. Like I said, man, watch the NBA playoffs. I've got so much more. This is just me being very serious and very funny and light at the same time. I know y'all gonna laugh, but let's keep it going, keep it moving. Y'all see me. Thank y'all. This is Dynasty the Podcast show. Like I said, other platforms will be having my stuff. I'm just streaming it on YouTube because they actually provided me with a nice free studio. So I'm very happy. And I see y'all. Thank y'all. That's the end of my stream. I'm in it. Oh, it's over here somewhere, the mic. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for listening. I appreciate y'all.